What's up, gamers? Patch 10.12 notes by Shoy Shouju and Momcat. Things we're hoping to see in this patch. Volibear Buff. Hey guys, I'll admit it, I was wrong. I thought Volibear would be good. Volibear actually had a 40% win rate. So I dropped the ball on that one. But maybe they'll fix him this time. I think that it's a numbers problem. He doesn't have high enough numbers, even though I thought they were high. Hey y'all, we're all wrong from time to time. Just I'm wrong less often than most of you. We're not going to read this. Who cares? Buffs. We got Akali buffs, brand buffs, Senna, Victor, VB, Xayah. Xayah's been in need of a buff for quite a while, so hopefully that does something for her. Nerfs to Cassio. Okay, sure, she's been a bit of a menace. Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks, after they hit him with a quick buff. He was already the second highest win rate character in the jungle with a 52, and they decided that they needed to give him a little bit more help. So he's been a real menace since 10.9, and that was January, February, March, April 29th. So he's been doing pretty good for 2 months. We're going to be happy to see this. I know it's a drain nerf. The problem with Fiddlesticks in general, though, from my personal opinion, is that the heal tanking was just too good. Like itemization, people with these builds, I guess it's not really that big of a problem, but people would buy like Abyssal Mask and never die. Abyssal Mask, Spirit Visage. I guess he could still just kill you instead. That's an option. But his W cooldown was so short, he could get it off like 4 times in a fight. It was pretty crazy. Anyway. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh yeah, and Trundle, Varus, Yasuo nerfs, whatever. Trundle, still very strong character. Varus, yeah, strong character. Yasuo probably didn't need a nerf, but people are still gonna play the shit out of him anyway. Akali, maybe Akali could use something. Base damage up by 5 at all ranks, and the scaling stays the same on total AD, but total AP is going up by 5%, so that's fine. Brando, bringing up Brand's passive, a blazed kill mana restore. I did not know that that was even something that happened. So he gets a little bit better lane sustain. And this is something that won't affect bot lane really, because he's not going to be less hitting to get mana back. Cassio stats crush here. We're going from 575 to 560, base armor down by 2. And base MR up by 4. I don't know why you needed to do that. I probably would have just left it where it was. They're opening her up to more, like, having more difficulty against AD characters, but she zoned them really good, so I don't know how an AD character is going to get on top of her. Maybe this helps or something? I don't know. Because if you're playing like Talon or Zed or Yasuo, she's just going to zone the shit out of you if she's any good. Minion damage reduction from 40% up 10% again. What was it last time? Patch 10.11 notes. They went from 60 to 40. And now they're going, instead of the 20%, they do 10%. I feel like I might have even mentioned that exactly in my video, but yeah. Okay, so from 40 to 50, they've decided that it was too much to give him an additional 20% off the bat. So that's fine. Senna probably doesn't need any help. Senna's, like, objectively got one of the best lanes out of any AD carry in the game, right? Or is she just bad, and I don't know it? Where is she? Oh, she's only a support now. Is that so? Okay. Third highest pick rate on support. Okay. OPGG doesn't trust her as an AD carry. I guess that shows that she's dropped off though, so. ADC Senna has been in a weak spot since her last set of changes in 10.6, so we're giving her more chances to redeem more benefits from farming. So we've also fixed a bug that caused her to have longer auto windup while critting. Okay, whatever. This character seems like a nightmare to balance. These, like, 1.67 to 8.33. This seems a little wacky. Whatever. Trundle. Because they spent so long fine-tuning this, right? Seems like that's a really high jump to increase it by 5 and a bit %, right? Or no, that'd be 6 and a bit %. It's pretty cray. Trundle, base health flattened, mana, sure, mana regen, sure. So these are all non-changes, all incredibly unimportant. That's never going to save you ever. Frozen Domain, bonus move speed from 30 to 20, and it caps out higher at 52, but that's not really a huge change. And it being weaker for the first 4 levels is probably not good, so. A sizable nerf. Whatever. He's pretty good. I feel like they need to nerf the pillar if they're going to nerf anything. Like, the W and the pillar are really involved with each other, but I think the pillar could be nerfed. Attack damage growth from 3.11 to 3, sure. This guy did have pretty insane scaling. Damage ratio on Q from 1.1 plus 1.65 to 1.0 plus 1.5. Okay. Sure, we'll see how that affects him. I think Varus is like the go-to bot laner. No, Ezreal is definitely the go-to bot laner. Scratch that. Varus is pretty good, though. I don't think those bot lane changes really switched anything up, but there are some pretty good picks out there right now. This list is not that great. If we go to UGG, I think they have a better tier list for bot lane. Is this patch? Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, Twitch, Kog'Maw are both really good picks, but it doesn't show up as well on op.gg. Cool. Victor, Siphon Power. Empowering Victor's mid-range dueling so he doesn't have to solely rely on his E to be effective. Damage ratio up by 5. Spell shield, full 5%. Shield ratio to 0.2, which is another 5, and the ability power scaling is way higher. Okay, that's a pretty substantial buff. But his Q, this is the throw the thing out, and the E is the laser, right? Which is strange for his kit, right? You'd imagine that I don't know. If you don't play him, it's kind of like you know, you'd expect the Q ability to be the E ability and his E ability to be his Q ability. Volley, they're switching his mana growth from 40 to 50, fine. Health growth from 85 to 90, that's fine. General impact, Volibear's E and R impacts create now disappear faster. Okay, so these are just visuals. Improve the visual clarity of several Volibear spells, including W, E, and R. That's good. Fixed a bug that caused Volibear to hum way too often. That's pretty funny. These are the things that I actually care about. Bug fix, Volibear's smash reset no longer fail if quickly recast after being interrupted. That's kind of dumb. that it was broken like that. These are all like animations and things. They buffed the duration from 2 seconds to 3 seconds at rank 1 and decreased it at late from 6 to 5. That's good. Base damage up by 50 at rank 1 and then scaling back to exactly where it was. Only 25 at rank 2. Attack, bug fix a bug that caused Volibear to automatically basic attack a target after landing via R. Okay, so that was probably bad. I thought they changed the move speed on his Q. I guess not. Yeah. I thought I read something about increasing the movement speed from like 15 to 20 at rank 1 or something, but I guess that didn't make it in. I like that they switched this to 3 seconds at rank 1. 2 seconds is not a long time for Wrecker. Like you can get in and dive somebody, but you're still going to take like at least 1 turret shot on the way out. 3 seconds I think gives you a lot more time to actually do something. Xayah, Featherstorm, damage up by not a lot. Max, it's 175, which is actually fairly meaningful. Featherstorm, I think, should be buffed a little bit more. This could go up to like 175. I think Xayah has a big problem with actually having enough damage to kill people. And Featherstorm is it's dodgeable. So standing in the way of it is kind of dumb. Like, I feel like it should do damage when the feathers hit you, and then when you pull it back, the damage could be increased off of those feathers too, but whatever. I think that Xayah, like, she could be really, really good. And I think that she's a super fun character, but they just don't give her enough power. Yasuo, passive shield activation. You now need an additional 15 flow at both ranks. That's fine. Base health crushed by 33? Okay. That seems excessive. And wind wall cooldown increased by 4 seconds at rank 1. Scaling down to the same, but still, it's still 3 seconds longer here, 2 seconds longer. Wow. I don't think they needed to crush the base stats if they're going to increase wind wall by 4 seconds. This seems really mean. They'll probably revert this. I'm going to say for next patch they're going to revert that health change. This is not good for their... Like, Yasuo is the most played character by far in League of Legends, so I think they should probably not do this to, like, one of the most favorite characters of a league. That's a lot. 33 health for nothing. And then increasing the shield, you need to move around for an additional 15 flow. And then they hit the wind wall too? Dude, that's just rude. Rune changes. I don't think they've switched runes in a while. Approach velocity and unflinching have very low pick rates and unintuitive blah 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 blah. Passive 15% bonus move speed towards movement impaired allies or enemies you've impaired. Switch that to 7.5% bonus move speed while moving towards a movement impaired enemy champion. So that's better readability. You don't have to impair them, they just have to be impaired. Increase to 15% if you're the one who impaired their movement. Okay, so you get the 7.5 to anybody, but if you slowed them, it's still 15. There is no longer a maximum range of 1,000 to champions that you have CC'd. Okay, that's fine. Guardian is a powerful keystone that's been largely unpicked and ignored. Really? I don't think so. I think a lot of people take this. This is like the Soraka rune. You take this on almost all supports, right? Like, if you're not taking, what's it called? Shock something? What's the other green one called? League of Legends runes. It's called Aftershock, yeah. If you're not taking Aftershock in lane, because you're probably going to be taking the Resolve tree anyway, you take Guardian. Guardian is not bad. Like, it's picked by half the supports who play bottom lane. No longer gives movement speed, that's fine. Shield amount from 70 flat to 80 flat, scaling up to bonus 50. Okay, so this is actually a buff to 80 carry. Tether range increased as well. Trigger to any damage to 90 to 250. Post-mitigated damage. Okay, so this is actually a buff to 80 carry. I like that. Predator cooldown. I like these Predator changes too. They make it more of a laning thing. But yeah, I've seen on Twitter people saying that they want to see Taste of Blood, and they want to see Conqueror split into two, so that it's like it was in Season 6 or whatever, where you had the Ferocity tree and the Bloodlust tree or something, which I kind of agree with. I think that would be cool. Cooldown, blah, blah, blah. I'm going in. Active is no longer disabled for the first 150 seconds of the game. Okay, I didn't know that that was a thing. How would you have gotten this? You start game with boots. Upon completion, Predator now grants 45% bonus move speed while moving towards enemy champions at a range of 3,000, including enemy champions out of vision. Ooh, that's useful. Channel interruption. Active is no longer interrupted if you cast an ability or enter combat. Okay. Predator now only deals damage and ends the hunt against enemy champions. So it could have hit turrets or something? I don't know. Duration from 15 to 10. So this is more of a chase down thing now. It's like a ghost, right? I think that's fine. Maybe this is overtuned. I still liked that it had a channel that was important, but I guess if you need to cast it during combat for a chase down, and like if they hit you with anything, it would interrupt it, or you cast a spell, it would interrupt it, that's probably not good. Taste of Blood icon above the player's HUD now appears while it's on cooldown. That's fine. Unflinching and approach velocity have very low pick rates, blah, 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 blah. Gain 10% slow resistance, 10% tenacity, up to 20% more slow resist and tenacity based on missing health. Okay, so it's not good. Don't take this. Cool. Ghost. Ghost movement speed now activates instantly. Wow. Ghost's instant movement speed duration now extended by 4 to 7 seconds when you get a takedown. That's pretty cool. Movement speed from 28 to 45 to 20 to 40. And the cooldown has been actually increased. I thought they decreased it. Okay. So if you kill somebody, you get a little bit of an extra move speed for escape. That's fine. You probably liked it better before, though, I would say. I think you probably would have preferred the old one. Ghost has been a non-viable summoner for many champions for a long time now, adding some power that emphasizes its strengths relative to other summoner spells with a sustained mobility effect. This is just a nerf to it. You're increasing the cooldown by 30 seconds, which is huge. One of the main reasons why you took Ghost Flash is because you could, like, run people down when their Flash was off cooldown. This is, like, 30 seconds is a really long time. And then you're reducing the movement speed by 8 at level 1. Like, Ghost is most impactful in lane early. And if you're gutting it by 8%, like, that's not good. Ghost's increased movement speed duration now extends by 4 to 7 seconds when you get a takedown. So in like a late game fight on Darius, yeah, it's useful because you get better chase down potential and it would reset, right? But this in lane where Ghost is most important is not at all better. I don't really like those Ghost changes. Like, who likes Ghost? It's Tryndamere, it's Trynd, Singed, Darius. Those are the guys that like it because they want to chase people down and kill them and have extra movement speeds. So yeah, I don't really like that. There are other people that I'm not remembering right now, but yeah, I feel like this is just an overall nerf to the skill. If they would have kept the cooldown the same, I don't know why they needed to nerf that. Yeah, whatever. Elemental terrain, Infernal added blast cones near each tri-brush near Gromp. Okay, so you can blast over Gromp Wall now. Added blast cones by the Wolf Camp. Okay. Added blast plant in front of each base's gate. Added blast cones in the alcoves. Okay, the alcoves is probably pretty cool. I feel like that's too much at the same time. I would have just gone with the base gates and the alcoves. I don't think you needed 2 extra blast plants in the jungle. Like, already blast plants in the jungle are bitch if they're up. Like, you would have killed somebody, but oh no, there was a blast plant in your jungle. I guess they get away. That's too bad. And I thought the point of Infernal terrain was that you had easier chase down on people and that mobility options were limited because you opened up more of the map. This seems like counterintuitive to what the Infernal terrain was supposed to achieve, right? It was supposed to make it so that fights happened in open areas where you had no escapes. But whatever. Cloud terrain added blah 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 blah. In front of each base gate, in front of each tri-brush in the river. I don't like these changes. I hope they don't go through with this. This seems stupid. Bug fixes, blah 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 blah. Cool High Noon Senna skin, cool High Noon Irelia, Bandito Fiddlesticks, whatever. Hey, cool. I don't really like this patch. This patch seems dumb. Whatever.